But today we're here with a new channel and a new vibe going on. It's called Bino's Philosophy. So we're here we talk about how I perceive the life that's around me. And I'm here to educate you all if y'all might see something that I don't. You get what I'm saying? And if we might find like common interest with how we perceive reality. Today we're gonna be reacting to the not necessarily reacting, but it's reacting. It's a reaction. We're gonna start out with "You Probably Don't Exist." It's actually
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Where'd you come up with that title, genius? On the fucking toilet?
not for real.
Yes, actually. And that's because today we're mainly going to be talking about consciousness and... Jesus, what the fuck? Fear. Fear is an automatic response in your brain to perceived scary shit. But fear itself is not under your conscious control. It is automatic. And if it's automatic, then that is not you. It is a thing your brain does, but it is not a thing that you do, conscious you. So presumably, there's stuff in your brain you don't control, and then there's stuff in your brain that you do control. Stuff that is you. Let's find out where the line is then, shall we? Well, for most of the day so far, you've been blinking and breathing automatically. Congratulations, keep it up, but now you're thinking about it.
I feel like he shouldn't have brought that up, because now I'm going to be conscious of me blinking and breathing. Damn. Sorry.
So you're doing it manually. Anyway, you'll forget about it in a few minutes and all of that will become automatic again. So that is not you. Okay, what next? Well, what about the things you like? Surely we choose those. Let's say your music taste, for example. Good music activates the part of the brain dealing with euphoric reward response, or the bit that makes you feel nice. Okay, fine, but did you choose to prefer Metallica over Beethoven, or over the blood-curdling sound of two cats banging outside?
No, just liked it.
Obviously not. Otherwise you just choose to prefer everything. Even though you can choose what to listen to, the preference itself, what presses your musical or foodish or social buttons, is out of your control. So that is also not you. Okay, so we'll push...
Technically, that isn't you. Because if you're feeling the music, right? Say you just bump into the music. Technically, you didn't control your brain deciding to like that frequency. If you like a song, it's not because you really like the song. It's because your brain patterns liked what it was hearing. If that was the case, like, I do get what he's saying, because if that was the case, we would like everything. We would like every sound we hear, every music and all of that we would hear, we would like it. But because our brains operate differently, we all operate on a different frequency on what we might like. And that's technically not us operating. That's just what our brains like, not our consciousness.
Over a bit more. You don't control what scares you, you don't control basic survival stuff, you don't control what you enjoy. So okay, but at least you can choose what your brain is processing, right? Where to put your mind. Yeah, well, not always. If you're a native English speaker or just fluent in English, you're not choosing to understand these words, are you? They're just coming in and your brain is doing the work for you.
Yeah.
Like, try to hear these syllables without the meaning. An adequate kitchen. A stationary football. Two cats reenacting a scene from the motion picture Titanic, having provided a rubber ring for the mice. An anthropomorphized dog off for his final exam before qualifying as a lumberjack. A man successfully combining his responsibilities as an accountant with his love of nautical tourism. A man with a hitherto unexplained eye condition attempting to play a piece of music on the abacus or not gripping the abacus correctly. And a doctor who is about to destroy a burger as well as the majority of his left hand with the help of, if I am not mistaken, a silenced...
Why is he silencing that Big Mac? Why is he silencing that Big Mac? We got a lot of... Why is this nurse silencing that Big Mac? We got a lot of issues and problems that need answers.
PPK. It's impossible because language processing, when you're good enough, is automatic. So that is not you. Okay, Jesus, but what about high-level stuff? What about playing instruments or driving a car?
Technically, every decision and action and processing and moves you make technically isn't you. When you sit and think about it, that's even your consciousness can't control certain things that your brain thinks. Like, if that was the case, intrusive thoughts wouldn't even be a thing. It's gotta be some type of brain pattern, brain waves to make you even think of the opposite thing of what you're thinking of. Like, you get what I'm saying? Even certain parts of your brain being more personality and more this functioning here and this, that, the third. You are not physically, oh, I want this. Oh, I want to feel sadness. Oh, I want to feel this. It's just happening. If you get what I'm saying, that's why emotions come so heavy sometimes, and you don't understand why, because you're not in control fully of. You can control how you feel and how you perceive, but your brain is gonna tell you that something is not right.
That must take awareness. That can't be automatic. Yeah, okay, probably, for the first while. But if you play an instrument, you may have noticed your fingers just know what they're doing, automatically. Or if you drive, you know it's possible to get from A to B in a car and spend the entire time having an argument in your head with your dad because he still hasn't bought you that fucking Etch-a-Sketch, while never actually thinking about changing gear or pushing the pedals. So high-level motor coordination, when you practice it, can be completely automatic too. Yeah, okay, but at least simple motor tasks are in your control, moving a hand or a leg or whatever. Yeah, or not.
Not true. I'm not just thinking about moving my hand. I'm not telling myself, oh, I'm going to move my hand. I'm just doing it. So technically, I'm not. Am I really in control when you really think about it? Because if I'm just doing, am I actually like, you know?
Simply, Benjamin Libet did a fairly famous experiment with getting people to press a button randomly when they felt like it. He was monitoring their brain activity while they did this. The weird thing is that the brain seemed to be preparing to push the button a disturbing length of time before people were reporting choosing to press the button itself. There are problems with this experiment for sure, but it does seem a bit like the systems underneath you, underneath being conscious, might be way more essential than the conscious systems themselves, and that choosing to do stuff is maybe just a game the brain plays afterwards to justify what it was already going to do anyway. Maybe. Okay, so fear isn't you, survival stuff isn't you, preference isn't you, lots of motor control isn't you. Christ, what else is going on in there that isn't you? Well, a fair bit actually. Like, oh, you know,
you're not even thinking about
balancing when you walk, or falling asleep and waking up, or remembering who you are, or where you are, or when you are, or fetching memories in the first place, or taking all of the perceptions that are coming in through your senses and turning them into a coherent picture of the world that actually makes fucking sense, or even just processing everything at the same time, or processing text, or perceiving color, or just pretty much anything. Most of it is automatic, or at least not mediated by you consciously. Is there anything in your brain
that makes you really think, bro? We really operating on an automatic autopilot. So this being said, it's no reason why your dreams should not come true, because automatically you're doing things non-consciously that's not you. So the only thing that you gotta fix is your thought process. Dang, like if you fix your thought process on how things are perceived, you'll non-consciously start naturally doing it. Say you think, oh, I want to be a millionaire. What does a millionaire do? Start doing the things that a millionaire does. You'll non-consciously start naturally, routinely doing it.
Do control then, you silly, clever mess. Yeah, let's start by you closing your eyes. Go on. Are they closed? They bloody better be. Nothing nasty is going to come up on the screen or anything. Alright? Closed? Cool.
I'm closing my eyes.
If you listen to my voice for a moment and just try to ignore how grating and pretentious it is, if you put everything else out of your mind, all the anxieties and the neuroses, all the sensations of your body, you will find that underneath all of that is nothing but awareness. There's no obvious you on the inside, there's no tiny cat pulling levers and pressing buttons, there's no center to being conscious. It's just presence, it's just awareness. There are sensations and awareness of sensations, and then processes, probably most of them automatic. You, as a thing, don't seem to have a center if you look for one. You, conscious you, do not really exist, not concretely, to be very simple about it. That is the idea, anyway.
Hey, he baited
Very
us,
simple.
You off to smell like, inexplicably, oh nah.
That is the idea, anyway. Go on then, open your eyes, you scallywag. Another automatic process in the brain might be the system that says, I am a thing with a centered self. There is something on the inside doing the experiencing, and it is me. But maybe there isn't. Maybe there just fucking isn't. And what then? Well, insulting sign-off followed by jaunty classical music. Dowiedzine. Hang on a second. Look, even if you are kind of a lie, which you might be, me too, you are still self-aware, whatever happens. And that is pretty unique. We don't know how self-aware other animals are. Almost no animals recognize their reflection for some reason, except maybe some of the great apes, possibly dolphins, elephants, and magpies for some reason. But a bigger question is if there are other species in the universe, and there probably are, and if they've been around a while, and they probably have.
I'm trying to figure out, like, I know evolution is a thing, but why didn't anything else evolve to have cognitive consciousness? Like, I know that comes with survival, but animals also evolve with survival too. So why didn't they, like, at some point, why didn't something get some type of, like, awareness of what they're doing? I'm sure there's anomalies, I'm sure. But I just feel as though there should be some type of, like, I feel like there should be some other consciousness other than the human consciousness. You get what I'm saying?
Be self-aware. We always seem to make out that advanced aliens will have gone down similar lines to us, starting as cells, going up and up, building fast food joints, smoking doobies, etc. But would they be self-aware necessarily? Like, maybe evolution accidentally made some higher mammals on Earth self-aware because it's better for problem solving or something in this one case. Maybe it was just one of those weird drunken experiments nature undertakes sometimes, like platypuses or Winchester. Maybe we just got really lucky. This might be a one-time trick in the universe, and we got to take it for a test drive. And that really gets one thinking, because what we need is a global holiday. And we'll call it Being Alive is Fucking Cool Day, where everyone gets the day off, and just for a bit, even for a few hours, takes the time to remember that everyone you meet, however shit, is kind of a miracle in plain sight. And on Global Being Alive is Fucking Cool Day, we'll all eat donuts and take leisurely strolls in the park and be cool to everyone, and around 3 o'clock solemnly put our hands on our hearts and pledge the following: that as the sperm that won the race, as the mud that woke up, as a blob of carbon currently taking the shape of a human, I do declare that the world is fucking cool and being self-aware is fucking cool. And I shall henceforth hold doors open for people and fill pints right up to the top with only minimal foam, and endeavour not to be a knob unless it's absolutely necessary. And I do hereby furthermore declare that getting bored in a universe this weird is unacceptable, and if that happens, I should probably take up the tuba or organise a water fight. We shall have bad days, yes? We shall have good days, yes? All the while remembering that...
I kid you not, he's not lying. I went on a jet ski ride the other day, and I'm dropping that vlog on my other channel. Go subscribe to B4Bino if you want to go see that. But I literally got on a jet ski, and I haven't done nothing this fun in a while. And I got on there, and I'm thinking, like, I wasn't nervous or nothing like that. I'm just thinking, like, oh, it's just a jet ski. Like, I never got on a jet ski before. And when I first got on there, I wasn't taught how to drive it or nothing like that. I just was guided through it. So I'm on there, I'm like, all right. Once I start kicking speed on that jet ski, I said, oh, I got to start living life. I got to start traveling, doing all, because that experience made me feel so, like, I'm missing out on so much. I crossed from D.C. to Virginia on a jet ski. Like, what? I'm just letting y'all know, it's more life to live. Just live your life, do different things, try new shit. You will find a peace at just experiencing something new.
In the universe don't even have fucking days at all. Even if it's all a facade, there is something on the inside that knows it's a thing. And that is the cat's pajamas. That is the veritable lobster's bottom. Oh, and there'll be hats, and free beer, and bouncy castles. And I will see you there, carbon units. Russivapur, Biob, no gutter for all.